common and popular one. Do we really all need 8 hours of sleep? Is this based on science? Or some people are okay with 6, some people are better off with 9. So what is actually the best practice here?
Absolutely. So the short answer to your question is no, we don't all need 8 hours of sleep. Now, a very interesting question is, why do we hear that all the time? Where do we hear that from? Some random blogger? We hear it from National Institute of Health, and everybody seems to be saying, well, you should get around 8 hours of sleep. When you start doing some research, you don't find the answer. You find that that number of 8 hours goes back to recommendations that are hundreds of years old, but it doesn't really come from, there's no real source for it. It seems to just have been, well, there are 24 hours in the day, we should sleep around a third of that, a third of 24 is 8. It seems to have some kind of very random origin. Now, if you actually look at how people sleep, you'll find the following, very interesting. If you take 100 people, random people, adults, and ask them, how much do you think you sleep per night? Average reply will be 7 hours. Most people say, oh, I think I sleep 7 hours. When you actually check objectively with EEG data from the brain, we humans, adult humans, objectively sleep a little bit more than 6 hours, like 6 hours, 10 minutes, 6 hours, 20 minutes, something like that.
So people overestimate how much they sleep, or, okay.
That's right. People who don't have any trouble with sleep overestimate by about 1 hour.
Wow.
Now, if you ask 100 people who have insomnia, who struggle with sleep, they will estimate about an hour less. They will say, I sleep about 5 hours, but objectively sleep about the same, which is very interesting. So again, insomnia is really about perspective and kind of narrative. Going back to the fact that most of us actually sleep a bit more than 6 hours, that doesn't mean that most people go to bed 11:40 p.m., fall asleep immediately, and then wake up at exactly 6 a.m., right? It means that we all have sprinkles of wakefulness during the night. It takes us a little bit to transition into sleep, it takes us a bit of transition out of sleep, but on average, we actually sleep about 6+ hours per night. I think that's really helpful to know, because oftentimes people think, oh no, if I don't get 8.5 hours of sleep every night, I'm going to get some health issue. Not at all.